My name is Joanna Jurek, and I am absolutely privileged to welcome you in my podcast, NutriJJ Talks. Today, it's the first day when I'm recording podcast in English, so I hope it will help to gain your interest, even if you not speak Polish or you cannot understand Polish. So I am extremely happy about that. In my first episode in English, I prepared for you an exciting information about spirulina. Not without reason, because currently I got in contact with an organic spirulina provider in Spain. I'm thinking here about the Blauverfoods. I hope I won't misspell this name because my Spanish is still limited. Nevertheless, all relevant links will be listed below, so I'm sure you will be able to find them. As a spoiler, I need to say that collaboration with this brand, it's pretty exciting for me because I'm a researcher, but I am also a very active person and I care much about my nutrition and what I'm eating on daily basis, especially when it comes to the plants in my diet. Just to clarify, I'm eating everything, both animal meats and dairy and also plant stuff. However, it is important to me that the quality is high and I know my provider, so I'm doubly excited to be able to talk about the Blauverfoods. So, without further ado, I would like to talk about spirulina. We all know that spirulina, for some reason, it's called superfood, or there is also people who said it's not as super as we think. So now you know why I call it superFAD. But let's take one step forward and let's look at spirulina without any convictions, and let's forget for now what's YouTube and what is on Spotify already available. So as a researcher, I always use the evidence-based practice, and no matter if I am advising my patients, my clients, or I'm just looking for advice for myself, I always look into the research, especially clinical research, which help me to make decision on my own. They will help me to gain important information about the stuff. The same approach I took for spirulina, and I'm going to summarize those studies, of course, in very lay language that you will understand, so don't worry about the complicated scientific mechanisms or stuff. Well, if you are interested, you can always message me and I will provide you with the content. But for now, just a brief summary what is spirulina. So, for some reason, spirulina is called as nutritional powerhouse. What's the reason behind that? Because spirulina contain high levels of protein, vitamins, especially B vitamins and vitamin K, minerals, especially iron, magnesium, and potassium, as well as antioxidants. Antioxidants, just to clarify, this is important, bioactive compounds which help you to deal with oxidative stress, reduce inflammation, and so on. So they are very important in the diet. Therefore, spirulina is a good source of that. It's also important for all people who enjoy plant-based diets, especially vegetarian and vegans, because protein in spirulina, it's a quite of good content and it's high quality, so you can treat it as your extra protein supply. So, knowing that amazing nutritional profile, what would be the benefits of that? Because this this nutrient dense food, of course we should expect will benefit us. And that's true. Because the research shown that spirulina offers a range of different health benefits, and these benefits include boosting your immune system, and that's mostly due to antioxidants about which I mentioned, and also anti-inflammatory properties, so help to deal with the pro-inflammatory factors like stress, infection, disease, and so on. Spirulina also was proposed that might help to deal with the high LDL cholesterol and reduce blood pressure, as well as support brain health. Why is that? Because spirulina contains unsaturated fatty acids, which can help to deal with the consequences of adopting Western style diet. So here you might guess I'm thinking about eating fatty foods, foods rich in saturated fatty acids, and not always the healthy stuff as we used to call it, but life is life. But at least we have the ways to deal with it. And finally, coming to the protein about which I mentioned, this protein can aid your muscle recovery and also help with the weight management if you, of course, consume spirulina regularly as a part of your diet. And when it comes to clinical evidence and studies conducted when spirulina was given either as a supplement or in the way of part of the diet, like for example a paste or sprinkle to salads, soups, and so on, actually the results are quite promising. And for example, these clinical studies have shown that spirulina might help to reduce inflammation, improve insulin sensitivity. Here, people with metabolic syndrome and diabetes could potentially benefit of that, as well as enhance endurance performance in athletes and physically active people. To be honest, this approach, this property, actually brought my attention because I'm on a daily basis very active person. I'm daily running about 15-20k. I'm also walking a lot with my dog, and I like to be constantly on the go. So opportunity to support my body and aid my regeneration was quite appealing for me. So now you might know why spirulina could be considered as a superfood. But it's not only because of that. I already mentioned that spirulina is a rich source of antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds. But what are they? So basically, this is essential amino acids, polyunsaturated fatty acids, and already mentioned vitamins and minerals. Importantly, spirulina, it's also rich in carotenoids, especially chlorophyll and phycocyanin, and that will explain why spirulina has such a intense darky green color. And these compounds not only giving spirulina the color, but more importantly for our health, they adding to this plant extra antioxidative and anti-inflammatory properties. And we can see that. And we can see that in the scientific evidence, also in the studies conducted on animals, where actually these powerful compounds have been shown to be as potential antioxidant compounds, with antioxidative, anti-inflammatory properties, which could potentially be also neuroprotective. So what does it mean? They protect your nerves, and thanks to that they can also benefit your brain function, because we all know brain is rich in neurons. So if we can protect those neurons, the function of our brain also will be somehow supported. Apart from that, there is some again experimental studies which showed potential anti-cancer, antiviral, and immune modulating properties. And this is of course through impact on the nutrients present in spirulina on our immune system. So especially immune modulating properties can help to boost our immune system in a very positive manner. What does it mean? It means that it's not like our immune system it's enhanced, that it's overreactive. No. Just to clarify, it's the way you can the immune system it's working properly depending on the condition. If there is infection, the immune system will be enhanced. When it's not needed, then of course will be working properly and be present in case would be any infection to deal with. And also some important highlights: spirulina can also be hypoglycemic, so can help to lower your blood sugar levels, and again have some cardioprotective properties attributed most likely to the antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds present in the plant. And here when the research hits the ground, and as I mentioned, these properties have been shown in experimental studies. But when we look at the clinical evidence, so the evidence drawn by the human clinical trials, there is actually only few of these effects already present. So these clinical trials suggest that people who regularly supplement spirulina might see small, however still positive effects of various aspects of the cardiometabolic health. And this is, as I mentioned already, improved lipid profiles, decreased blood pressure, and these effects are especially observed in people who already struggle with it. So just to clarify, if you're basically healthy, active person, adding spirulina to your diet, of course, won't make you harm, but you might be not able to see those benefits because you already have no any issues with it, right? So just have it in mind. And also, coming back to cardiometabolic benefits, people who supplement spirulina can also see some reductions in body weight and decreasing fasting glucose, so the glucose you're measuring before meal. And this is very important to highlight because, you know, people expecting a miracle after using spirulina once, twice. No, the whole matter with using, making quotes here, a potential superfood in our diets is the regular intake and making the superfood part of the diet, not like one intake and you expect that you will be, you know, super extra boosted. No, you need to keep it on the regular basis. And what else you need to consider? Of course, fruit benefits. It sounds very promising and you might think, oh fantastic, I'm going to shop to get spirulina. But before you do that, I think it's always worth mentioning potential drawbacks. So, you know, there is always two sides. We already know the positive side of using spirulina. Now it's time to know potential bad sides. Again, I'm not saying that these drawbacks are always present, but it's just to make you aware of it. Because as I mentioned, I am a researcher and I always need to kind of, after the excitement of finding fantastic food, take a one step and see this from the wider perspective, right? Okay, so what's the potential drawbacks? So Again, spirulina basically is considered to be safe and well tolerated, but some people, again, and this can be down to various reasons we probably would never know, but some people might experience some gastrointestinal upset like abdominal cramps, diarrhea, or even vomiting. Some people might also experience fatigue, and that, to be honest, surprised me because spirulina apparently means to boost the energy level. Can be also a dizziness, headache, or certain skin irritation. And just to highlight those effects, can be mostly in people who already have certain allergies or other health conditions. So again, if you are basically healthy person, you should be fine. But again, if you have any concerns, always consult it with your GP or your dietitian. What about other potential side effects, if there is any? Well, of course, there's always side effects, but again, they are quite limited, and they might include certain impact on your liver, as well as initiation of exacerbation of autoimmune skin conditions. But again, it means that you already have certain struggles, so I'm sure you are under the appropriate care. So basically, if you have any health conditions, it's always good to mention the willingness to add spirulina to your diet with your doctor, and I'm sure you will be fine because he will give you the best advice on that. What else it's worth to know? Of course, the dosage, right? Because we talk about the effects, but these effects, of course, are down to proper dosage. If you will, try spirulina once, I wouldn't expect any miracles, but if you consider adding spirulina to your daily diet and you are okay with, you are not at the risk of developing any of experiencing any side effects, then you might consider to use spirulina in the powder or in the capsule, and the dose would usually range between 2 to 10 grams a day. And basically you can also got extracts from spirulina, but to be honest, I haven't seen extracts. I know there is powder, and Blauverfoods offer powders, but also the capsule form, I think it's more common because not everyone likes taste of spirulina. Like, I know my dad enjoys it. Myself, well, to be honest, I prefer a sprinkle of the salad with the dry spirulina, or use just capsule. It's handy. Because the other thing is the chlorophyll present in spirulina. Believe me, if you apparently touch spirulina with your clothes or even of your mouth, you need to flush out your mouth later on because you are basically green. But what else? Higher doses, if you have a need for that, and if you're doing this under the after the consultation with your health provider, could range from 4 to 10 grams daily, and apparently those dosages are the most effective for improving lipid profiles and reducing fatigue, especially if you're doing a lot of endurance exercise. What about costs? Well, you can get spirulina in most of the health food stores. Also, there is different online retailers, wellness shops, and so on. You can, I guess, even get spirulina in the pharmacy. And the cost will be, of course, down to the brand, quality, and quantity. And when we're talking about quality here, I would like really to drag your attention, because some spirulina foods can be more expensive than another, but it mostly comes with the quality. I'm not saying the cheaper one are always low quality. I'm just saying that usually when you're going for more expensive spirulina supplements, it's worth to look at what goes after this price, because usually the spirulina has certain certification which says that it's free from any contaminants and so on. And I think that would be very important, because in most cases these side effects are not caused by spirulina itself, it's caused by the contamination. So the way how spirulina is produced, how it's sourced in your supplement, it's very important. And here also is my motivation when I was interested in the Blauverfoods, because they are providers of organic spirulina. What does it mean? They provide spirulina with very high quality, so I'm sure that including their products in my diet, even if it's the powder or the choco balls, they are high quality, so I don't need to worry, that there will be any contaminants and so on. And I would also encourage you to have a look, because actually these choco balls, I never seen spirulina connected with the choco. And apparently choco, especially the raw chocolate, it's very good for you, because it's additional source of antioxidants and health boosting compounds. So there we go, you have synergistic effect. So who knows, maybe the effect will be even stronger. So yeah, this is what I would like to share with you about spirulina. I hope it will help to make you decision if it's superfood or superFAD. For me, definitely it's a superfood. But remember, I'm a healthy individual. I'm now 27 years old. I'm physically active and I don't have any conditions. And I can tell you that, of course, I'm a researcher, but I also have a life. And big part of my life it's running, and I love endurance running. And I need to tell you that once I included spirulina in my diet, of course this effect comes after, I think, maybe 3, even 4 months, I found pretty good outcomes of it, and I recover faster, I sleep better, I don't have this tugging feeling in my muscles related to the fatigue. So it's very, very interesting for me, and absolutely I'm gonna keep on including spirulina in my diet. To be honest, I'm not always consistent. I'm trying to cook with spirulina. Sometimes it's better, sometimes it's worse, but I would definitely recommend you to adding spirulina to your shakes, to sprinkle salads. Actually, with savory dishes like Asian fusion works very well. So, not further, I will hope that this information I shared with you today, they are good source of the inspiration for you, and will also makes you curious as it makes me about spirulina and other superfoods can boost your health, performance, and just bring some joy to your life. Thank you so much for today. I hope you enjoy. If you have any questions related to the studies I mentioned, please do ask me. Please follow me on Instagram, nutri.jj, or you can leave the comment. I will also leave the email address to me, so you can send your questions and also suggestions for further content. Thank you so much. Enjoy and have fun with adding spirulina to your diet. Bye bye.